Who is your daddy, and what does he do?
It was like a pink nightmare.
Christmas has a Yule log. Not a log, I don't have a log, but it's...
Father's here,
All that I have, all that I burn, everything I feel, all this and more I bequeath you, my son.
Your father was Frankenstein, and your mother was the lightning.
We named the dog Indiana.
I am your father.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another thrilling episode of the Three Geeky Dads, the show that has everyone saying, if I have to hear those same three jokes one more time, I'm gonna... And it trails off from there. I am Mark.
I'm Derek.
I'm Brian.
And joining us, as always, to lend his insight, wisdom, and phone to our group is Monster Cereal's own Tito, Big Trouble in Little Rivera.
Hello.
Well, talk about being tardy to the party. A lot of awesome series have wrapped up, and we've had yet to really explore any of them due to being whisked away to the land of Once Upon a Time through the whole month of February. But now we're back to let you know that we can really shake them down. Back in the here and now, we're going to start weighing in on all the awesome that has graced the small screen. Tonight, we start with asking our audience if they in fact want to taste it as we discuss season 1 of the shows that no one saw coming in terms of how awesome and celebrated it was to be. I am, of course, talking about Peacemaker, now streaming on HBO Max. And if you haven't seen it yet, you're a jerk, because it's awesome. But more on that in a bit, because first we have an appetizer to start this dinner of geek with a side order of nerd, and to serve us this treat is our own Chef Brian.
Yeah, you said moron.
Well, I am. It happens.
What's taters, precious? What's taters, huh?
Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
So, in light of the fact that we're talking about Peacemaker tonight, a show which has an awesomely unskippable intro with a great theme song and Do You Want to Taste It by Wigwam, we geeky dads thought it would be cool to come up with our own musical intros to any superhero show we'd produce, if we were given the chance. Rubber Band Man by the Spinners for a Plastic Man show? Check. Thunderstruck by AC/DC for a Thor TV show? Absolutely. Even Running with the Devil by Van Halen for a Hellboy show. Yes, yes, and yes. So, what are we going with, boys? And who wants to start?
Me?
Sure.
Right.
Go for it. I saw what you did, sneaking in your runner-ups again, like you did with the Labyrinth. You are so crafty with that.
Damn, I'm a
You are the
sneaky little boy.
You are the Kaiser Soze of sneaking in extra picks, sir.
Mine is probably no surprise. I think I've mentioned my desire to see something like this in the many times before. But
Squirrel Girl.
No.
Oh,
I
no.
would say a Bat Family reality show with focusing on them.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Unmasked, all the Wayne family, and I think that would be humorous. I've written like pages worth of script for it, and I just think it would be hilarious to see their behind the scenes life at Wayne Manor. And for a song, I'd probably go with either the song called Dollhouse by Melanie Martinez. It's kind of like it's about a dysfunctional family thing. Or The Kids Aren't All Right by The Offspring.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
I don't know the other one, so I would say The Kids Aren't All Right.
I was thinking about putting a playlist together on Spotify for us.
Tito?
I probably could have spent a month doing this.
It was a lot of fun.
I was
actually.
thinking, I was like, oh man, I was looking at all these different songs, and this one just kind of came to me. It's a show based on Gambit and Bishop. The title is it writes itself, Bishop's Gambit. It makes all the sense in the world. And it's like a Renegade with Lorenzo Lamas.
Nice.
Right? They're bounty hunters.
That's
bounty hunters, and they hunt down mutants in there, and they have fun on motorcycles, and Rogue shows up occasionally.
Absolutely.
Because you need a love interest.
I totally would.
Nice.
And,
Rogue, awesome.
I got two. I don't know which. So I got to go. I'm a big MF Doom fan, and he's very, he's very comic booky. So my song is Rock Cocaine Flow by De La Soul and MF Doom. It's this very like kind of hard because they're badasses.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm gonna have
They're
to
bounty
listen to
hunter
these after.
badasses.
Yeah.
Roaming, the United States looking for, chicks to bang and dudes to collect bounties on.
For murder, now he prowls the Badlands, an outlaw hunting outlaws, a bounty hunter, a renegade.
And that's my.
I would watch the shit out of that show. I would absolutely watch the hell out of it.
Totally. Absolutely.
And that's just Bishop's Gambit, man.
Yeah.
That's just
Just banging broads and
And looking
bringing
for
in
dudes
bounties.
to fuck up.
yeah,
and-
bringing in bounties. Lorenzo Lamas could play Gambit. I'm maybe whatever.
I wouldn't kill to see that because that's a homicide. But I would fork over a few bucks to see that.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm a fan. I liked your reference to this whole thing, Tito. You said so. We're basically what show would we James Gunn?
Yeah,
That's how we
yeah.
put it, and I love that. So I started thinking on that terms. It's like, well, I like I like how he's choosing all these obscure characters that you haven't seen so many times on screen. You're seeing, and so I thought of a character I love from DC called The Question.
Oh.
Guy just dressed in a detective fedora, trench coat, no face.
So not the Renee Montoya.
No,
version.
the original.
The original.
The original.
Right, she became.
The original Question.
The answer to the great question.
Yes.
Of life, the universe, and everything.
Yes.
Is.
Yes.
Is.
Yes.
42.
And I was thinking, his whole thing is like he's into conspiracies and he's into the Illuminati is like everything from there's mind control in your shoelaces somehow they can that whole thing. So a show like that would be awesome. And I would for the opening I would have the song I would have The Seeker by The Who.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the whole image I have is him walking toward the screen, but kind of staying in place. There's, this maybe a sort of like faded or half dissolved scene of the city, but have all these like rolling papers as the song's going on and he's walking in place. Just have these old school spinning like newspapers appear and say things like Bigfoot sight, like from the National Enquirer. Maybe toss in something like what is like a nod to other superheroes like alien starfish found or who really killed Bruce Wayne's parents, young stuff like that, and even sneak in a nod to Marvel.
Who is the Bat Boy?
Yeah. maybe something like young boy bitten by radioactive spider, see if they could get away with that. And that would be the show. And I would have Bob Odenkirk as the Question.
Nice.
Because I've always liked him, but I have become such a huge fan of him.
Yeah.
I think he would be great in this. And
and he's shown that he can be a pretty hard ass.
yeah,
now.
totally.
Yeah,
with
with
nobody.
nobody.
And Better Call Saul, which is a show I absolutely love. He definitely has the chops to play this kind of character. And it's just each episode he's solving a conspiracy.
Again, I would watch the show.
Yeah. So that would be
All
mine.
right.
Yep.
By comparison, I'm not the writer that you guys are. Mine's lame.
What do you mean? Those first three were awesome.
Yeah, I know, but that was just me spitballing here. No, I'm just thinking about what songs would pair up with a superhero really well. I didn't know we had to come up with another story and spin it on its ear.
Mine evolved from first it was the song, and then I was like, what heroes would I put with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, it would be so funny if this is what they did in the show.
Yeah, that wasn't
That's kinda
part of
where it
the
came from
initial
me.
task.
It wasn't-
I think we just all branched on our own.
I got you.
And very quickly, you talk about writing it. I am actually thinking of writing
You
question
totally
episodes
should.
just
And-
for therapeutic fan fun.
And Tito's. We should, and hopefully Brian's.
We should
Let's see.
We should.
What do you got?
All right. So I just figured one of the Marvel characters that they haven't really focused on yet is the Silver Surfer, and I always thought he was really cool. And
I know.
I figured if they ever did a show about the Silver Surfer, then the opening theme should be Starman by David Bowie.
Nice.
Oh, very good.
Nice.
Yeah.
David Bowie, one that James Gunn likes to use a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Rightly so.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Awesome.
That's all I got.
So,
All right.
come on,
Like I
make
said.
it up. What would the show be about? Go ahead.
The Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
He comes to Earth and he saves
Surfs the
people,
waves.
and he hangs out in Hawaii with.
Just like a hippie.
Takes place and he goes undercover at a surf contest and
Galactus shows up one day and he's like, "Oh, that's right, I was supposed to do something."
Oh yeah. Oh, you guys are all gonna die. All right. Bye.
I knew I was supposed to tell you guys something. That's like season 4.
Catch you
though.
later.
Yeah, right.
All I need are some tasty waves, cool buzz, and I'm fine.
This was a lot of fun. I could do a whole show on this. I think we got to revisit this and do a whole episode on, like, come up with just like three more of these.
Yeah.
Brian already did pretty much, but he could embellish on them a little more. I kind of like the Plastic Man one.
You like that one?
Yeah. Rubber Band Man.
I was trying to think, should I go with Plastic Man or Elastic Lad? I'm like, and I tried to pick one by each. I did a DC, I did a Marvel, and I did an independent.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
Right, because you want the Hellboy too.
Hellboy.
I was trying to match up a good like hair band song to a show, but it was like, well, maybe like Booster Gold and Led Zeppelin or something like that, but it didn't pan out that way. All right, good choices, guys. Awesome appetizers. Shall we move on to our main course? All right.
Lovely big golden chips with a nice piece of fried fish. Even you couldn't say no to that.
Oh, yes, we could. Spoiling nice fish. Give it to us raw and wriggling. You keep nasty chips.
Just like those damn box of chocolates, with DC, you never know what you're going to get these days. Yet, with the last few projects having overall gained positive responses from either critics, but even more importantly, comic fans, we seem to be cautiously optimistic about the future of DC in terms of its movies and TV shows. So, when Peacemaker the series was announced, it seemed an odd choice, a spin-off from 2021 Suicide Squad movie with a character that no one outside of the comic book experts really knew that much about. Sure, Suicide Squad was met with rave reviews despite the weak box office, and sure, John Cena was great as the patriotic psychopath Peacemaker, but a whole show centered around him? How could that possibly work? Well, James Gunn is no stranger in taking the obscure and making it both unique and, not to mention, mind-blowing. Before him, no one knew Rocket Raccoon from Roger Rabbit, and I Am Groot had yet to be quoted by anyone. And when James Gunn jumped over to DC to take on the Suicide Squad, technically a sequel to a movie that had little to no fans or love, Gunn brushed the dust off and gave us a plethora of obscure characters and turned many of them into household names. You think just anyone can make a villain called Polka Dot Man cool? And who else would have forgotten the usual Suicide Squad taking on the usual brand of tired villains and cliched bad guy armies and instead pit them up against Starro, the giant alien starfish that's even given Justice League a run for their money? James Gunn. That's who. Sorry. He has lived up to the old adage of expect the unexpected when it comes to any of a project that he's involved with. And at the end of it all, Peacemaker was no different. The series was filled with action, comedy, heart, gore, and just off-the-wall characters. Not to mention an intro that is impossible to skip. Already renewed for a second season, James Gunn breathes new life into the DCEU once again and takes the franchise into a more promising direction. And
well put.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I tried. Okay, so opening thoughts before we I go through just quick notes from each episode, kind of go through the series. Who wants to start the opening? You want to start opening thoughts? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, I really liked it. I was surprised at how much I liked it. I was surprised at how much I liked the character in the Suicide Squad movie. It's weird, it's wild, it's funny as hell. Like Mark said, the characters are off the wall, and there are a lot of them. It's just a great story that you don't know really where it's going. Right up to the end, it's like this could be going anywhere. Mm-hmm. But it was good. It was good. I liked it a lot, and I'm looking forward to season 2.
Yeah, same here. I was really surprised at how much I thought Peacemaker was cool in the Suicide Squad, but he wasn't my favorite character. Mm-hmm. I wasn't really happy that, spoiler. By the way, there will be spoilers in this whole episode, so, chum ship now. Mm-hmm. I wasn't happy that he killed Rick Flag, or Rick Flag is seemingly dead right now, because I really like that character too. But, I like James Gunn. And I thought, well, if he's behind the project, I'm going to give it a watch for sure. And still, I was still shocked at how much I love. I think it's my favorite superhero show out of everything I've seen. Wow. Marvel, DC, any other company, I've enjoyed I've enjoyed most of the stuff coming from Marvel and some of the stuff from DC's, but this is my favorite superhero show. There's nothing I don't like about this show at all. Every episode has been fantastic. All the characters are great. The actors are great. The story itself, like Brian said, it just goes in all directions. And I like shows like that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't think in your typical superhero formula. And that's what's fantastic. Same reason I like Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
You know, I like shows like that don't, necessarily follow that normal routine thing that we've seen in pretty much every superhero show. Good guy, bad guy, stop him. This goes all over the place. And I liked it. So definitely looking forward to season 2.
One of the things that I really liked about it, like going back to the Suicide Squad movie, they took this character Peacemaker that was basically like a one-note punchline kind of character.
Yeah.
He loved peace so much he would kill for it. It's like, haha, okay, we get it. But then they had this show and they really fleshed him out, and you really cared for him as the show progressed.
Oh, absolutely.
They like you said, the show had a lot of heart. And it touched on a lot of what made him him. With his relationship with his dad and with the other heroes and villains, and that's why I liked it. It was a great ride, and I like the way they fleshed him out.
Yep. Tito?
Yeah, phenomenal series. I think this show, with a lot of shows, I feel like do this now, because I think most shows don't know if they're gonna make a second season. There are a couple of things in this show, like characters that they got rid of. Maybe they'll come back, who knows, but I feel like I see that a lot more now in shows where it's just like, oh, these are some awesome characters. I would have liked to see their progression throughout a series, and who knows, it'll probably get better from this point on because James Gunn does a lot of really amazing stuff. But overall, I was kind of sour on John Cena for a little while. This is starting to kind of make me like him again.
Well, it definitely proves he has acting chops,
Oh,
especially
he can definitely,
those last couple of episodes.
Yeah, I never had an issue necessarily with his acting. It's just like that big square face of his.
Yeah,
that I something about it. But he,
the
he's
older
very
he
funny.
gets, the more he looks like Ernest.
Yeah,
from Ernest Goes to Camp movies and
like a roided up Ernest.
Well, that new haircut that he's got is definitely.
Know what I mean, Vern?
I've always been indifferent to him. Truthfully, I never really liked him or disliked him. It's like, oh yeah, John Cena, that guy. But I was impressed with him in this. Derek?
I'm similar to Tito. I was never a John Cena fan, and even the stuff that he's acted in. I mean, he's predominantly done either action movies or comedy, and he's relatively funny, but he's kind of just this big dumb oaf. And James Gunn's brilliance that even in the Suicide Squad, you go through the whole movie and he's just this kind of dork character and making like really funny but out there jokes or like saying shit that just is over the top. And then that end scene, where he kills Rick Flag, like James Gunn is able to take everything you just watched and just twist it because you could see the emotion, and they do a flashback in the show.
They touch on it.
Like you can see that he didn't want to do that,
right?
And that he instantly regrets it.
Yeah,
right.
And this is a guy who's never regretted killing anybody, and and only furthering the genius of it is he just took that idea and ran with it for this show, and it's this internal struggle of how he's lived his life, what code he's lived by, and how does he feel now about that, like and also making friends. He gets this family and all this stuff with his father, and it was a really, really great story. And you don't really expect that from a character like this, but I mean, again, just the genius of James Gunn.
Yeah. Well, that's
music.
what he does.
I will say that
great characters.
I was able to skip that opening scene a couple times. Just
were you?
Well, I mean,
I never.
I couldn't.
No, me either.
Because I believe the dance.
I kind of no, but that's the thing. I don't think it did. Did it?
Does
No.
it? There's no.
The
That's
dance
just a
doesn't
rumor.
Doesn't change.
Yeah.
Oh,
Does
okay.
not change.
so.
Yeah.
All right.
I wait for hardcore to come out, and then by that point, it's like, well, I've already watched this much. I'm just gonna finish the rest.
Yeah.
I do, like I'm not
The genius of James Gunn.
And it's such an earworm.
He knows what
too.
he's got at home.
You're humming that song for days.
It is a
after
good
the
song.
Oh, absolutely.
The soundtrack in general, like the music throughout the show,
So good.
all the different hair metal, stuff that they play is really great. And I love that they they make this like serious story, but they've got them all in their regular comic book, appropriate costumes.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Vigilante and Peacemaker, obviously, and I mean, even when they did the White Dragon, like it's very over the top comic book, like ripped from the comic book design.
It's like they looked at comic books for references,
and it really does speak to like all the naysayers who say, oh well, you have to make it more realistic. And
I never liked that.
You can have a captivating story with
and still have a guy walking around in a goofy helmet
and a toilet bowl helmet. Yeah, exactly. But overall awesome show.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to season 2 and like Tito, this really has turned me around for Cena. I really I respect him a lot more than I used to.
I will say I was very impressed to find out he could play Motley Crue's Home Sweet Home on a piano. I was like, that's really him playing? He's definitely up a few notches in the cool book. All right, so episode 1, it's 5 months after his mission with the Suicide Squad in Corto Maltese. Chris Smith, a.k.a. Peacemaker, has recovered from his injuries and discharges himself. He's recruited by Argus agents Clemson Mern and Amelia Harcourt, along with John, I'm going to butcher this name, is it?
Economist,
thank you. And newcomer Leota Adebayo.
She was fantastic.
She's awesome.
She is awesome.
I got to tell you, nothing against she was so boring for the first couple of episodes because she didn't do anything. I thought the actress is great, and but her character, it's like, what is she doing? Why is she part of this group?
But she ends up having a really great arc.
Totally. Yeah. Her arc is one of the best in that show.
Did you guys ever watch Orange is the New Black?
No, she's in
I know she's on that.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah, she's a fantastic actress. Adebayo, who is in fact Amanda Waller's daughter, and that's cool because that's going to pay off much later.
Yeah,
right.
Although it's very odd to think of Amanda Waller having sex. I love Viola Davis, but like that character, it's like who.
And she pushed her out like standing up, shooting somebody in the face.
And went right back to work.
Right.
She was blowing someone's head off by remote.
Yeah, right. She looked down, there was a baby there, and she just was like, clean this up. Right.
Maybe back then she looked like Amanda Waller in the New 52. They kind of sexed her up a bit back when the Suicide Squad.
You think she
made her
was so
thin.
big she didn't even know?
Yeah.
She was like, somebody cut this goddamn umbilical cord so I can carry on with my day.
She didn't know she was pregnant. She showed up on one of those shows.
She was dragging it around by the cord for 3 days.
She was about to blow up Killer Croc's head and the baby fell out. Oh. It happens. It happens.
Hey, Jimmy, you were right. I was pregnant.
Hey, Flag, flush this. So Peacemaker is given a choice of either returning to prison or to join their team for a mission called Project Butterfly. Peacemaker reluctantly joins, but first he's got shit to take care of. He visits his dad, Augie, played by the great Robert Patrick,
that's right.
and reunites with his pet bald eagle, cleverly named Eagly. That's
the craziest thing about this show is
the eagle.
Robert Patrick's fucking hair.
Oh yeah,
it's the weirdest thing about this show.
Yeah.
With all the stuff in this show, his hair is every time I see it. It's like, God, that's weird.
Right somebody took a big great jump on his head.
Right.
And mind you, this is a show with alien butterflies. And you're like, that's fine, but that hair?
It's so every time I see it, I'm just like, why? Why?
He is so good in this too.
No, he is. I mean, he's good in anything. I've always liked Robert Patrick, but you're right.
Yeah.
A great casting choice. Again, just casting all around, really good in this.
It's because it's everything just lines up. The writing, the acting, the music, the design, everything just is. You can't. You don't see a lot of shows that hit like home runs.
No, and even
category.
in the best show, there's always been like a subplot in one episode or a sub-story arc that I have zero interest in.
Yeah.
Much as I loved Titans, a lot of the Starfire stuff, I'd be like, no, we're here now. That's I'm just not that into that story that much. But there's none of that in this. I'm interested in every one of these.
Exactly. Like the few side stories, side plot things that they have.
Right. Yeah.
Are captivating.
Yep. So. He then has dinner with the team and given a dossier of the assassination target. Peacemaker tries to flirt with Harcourt at a bar, fails, and ends up hooking up with a different girl named Annie Sturfhausen. It's a fun name to say. At her place, after the two hook up and shag, she turns and attacks Peacemaker, revealing super strength, speed, and otherworldly characteristics. Peacemaker activates a sonic boom device on his helmet during their fight, and she explodes. There's episode 1.
Yeah.
So right there, you're wondering who these people are. You're wondering where this is going. The first episode, I mean, when I say it's the weakest episode, it's not because it's a bad episode. It's because there's
an introductory episode.
There's the least amount
you're always
of
going to be a little bit
craziness going
slowed
on.
down and
It's
kind
the
of
world building episode.
Yeah.
But the payoff at the end, that's an incredible payoff.
And that
then-
fight, the fight sequence
scene is-
itself, that
Yeah.
scene was awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah, that girl was great.
Yep.
Annie
That's awesome.
Sturphausen.
Is that the actress's name?
No, that's the character's
character's
name.
name.
I don't know the actress's name.
And he shows up to dinner in his costume, and everybody's just like normal. And you're like, what the fuck?
And you also have
Aren't they like, oh, you wore the costume? Oh, okay.
and you also have Vigilante at this point, though know it's not. You don't know it's him. It's Adrian Chase right now. He's a busboy.
He's
And
looking
he's
at the-
just looking at everybody. He's very creepy looking.
Yeah.
And, so episode 2. Smith is confronted by Harcourt and explains the situation. Smith hides out in the girl's apartment when the police arrive and finds a strange device while gathering his stuff. He then takes a neighboring couple hostage. That couple, by the way, fantastic. That's what I mean. Even the side...
They're not even side characters.
They're kind of throwaway characters, right? I don't know if we're ever going to visit this couple again.
But we do.
But they're giving it
a couple of times.
They're
Very
giving
intimately.
it. Oh, yes.
They're like set dressing that he has sex with.
Oh, that whole interrogation thing was a riot.
Well, and the thing too is about those types of characters, like that happens a lot in comic books where they'll be throwaway characters, but whether it's the art for it or the dialogue that the writers use for those characters, they're memorable and they kind of stand out, even though they're just on one panel or one page. Mm-hmm. I guess that's what I'm going.
No,
for.
I know what you mean. It's like watching a comic book with chapters and everything.
And I love that. Like those I think make for the best. That's why they're such enjoyable shows for comic book fans.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Smith is able to escape the apartment eventually, along with Harcourt, Eagly, and Adebayo. Harcourt. Am I saying that right? Or Harcourt. No D.
I know. I always think
apologize.
hardcore.
It always sounds like I thought it was hardcore at first. Yep. We meet detectives Sophie Song and Larry Fitzgibbons, who are investigating the girl's death. They arrest Smith's dad, Augie, for the murder after Economos switches Smith's fingerprints with that of his father, and Adebayo bribes the couple that was taken hostage into identifying Augie as their kidnapper instead of Smith. So we're given the show, so don't obviously see the show first before listening to the rest of it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And he steals her record collection, her tapes, all her shit. 'Cause she's got a bunch of awesome stuff in her apartment. He's stealing everything he can get his hands on, and he can't leave without it.
He really,
he's
just a bum. He really is. He's like you said, John Cena. He makes that character work.
She couldn't have been more perfect for him. I mean, she had the soundtrack in her house. And there's a great scene. I don't know if is that episode 1 or 2 where that's episode 1 where him and they're talking in the bar and you see Harcourt take down this fucking enormous guy.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that's the first episode.
And scares him and his two friends away.
Because that's right before he goes with the other girl.
Yeah, but even her, you get this hint of, because in Suicide Squad, you only see them as techie guy.
Yeah.
Like a techie crew in a room.
In the command center.
Making bets or whatever. And here you're like, oh, she's fucking tough.
And that's really funny because I feel like I don't think it was Warner Brothers' decision, but I feel like DC finally looked and said, oh, look what Marvel can do with a character that seems like a throwaway thing, and we can bring them back in the series, kind of like what they did with, was it Coulson?
Yeah,
Right?
Agent Coulson. Yeah.
And some of their names escape me, but there were a couple of characters from WandaVision that they did that with.
Darcy and the FBI agent.
Yeah.
From the guy with the close-up magic from the Ant-Man movies.
Yes, those two. So I feel like they finally caught wind to that and said, oh, look at this is good. So again, keep going, DC. You're on the right track. Smith realizes the girl attacked him after reading the dossier on his intended target and that there's more going on than he's being told. Meanwhile, in prison, Augie is revealed to be the White Dragon by a group of white prisoners. Here we also meet Vigilante, who meets Smith at his trailer after he returns home feeling all frustrated that he's not being told everything. Vigilante and Smith find that the device stolen from the girl's apartment is a miniature spaceship. And that's episode 2. Vigilante is... I would watch a show on Vigilante.
Really?
I totally would. You wouldn't? At all?
I feel like he's one of those guys I could take in very small doses.
I could watch it. I mean, we would need other people. It wouldn't be just him, but I would love to see more of him do it. I really liked him a lot.
He's really, though...
Do you guys know that the guy, Freddie Stroma, that plays Vigilante...
was in Harry Potter?
He was in Harry Potter, but he was not the first Vigilante. They filmed...
Oh, that's right.
Like, almost half the season... with a different guy before something happened.
Are you confusing
or it was,
that with Moon Knight?
Or it was quote-unquote creative differences.
The Moon Knight guy died.
Yes, the Moon Knight guy died. No, this
Okay.
guy left under quote-unquote creative differences.
Interesting.
And they got this Freddie Stroma guy from Harry Potter to do it, and he was great.
Who was he in Harry Potter? That's my job, right?
Yes.
He was Dingledore Humblemus.
Engelbert Humperdinck. So moving on to the next episode 3. Any other thoughts on episode 2?
What the fuck is that?
No, I mean...
So, not all of us, I guess, would want one, but I do think, regardless, Vigilante is an awesome character.
Well, and it's I do want to point out, too, while we're talking about Vigilante, is that he's one of the few throughout the show that does not... He stays pretty much the same character for the entire series.
And he stays in that costume as much as he can.
And he doesn't have, like, this... one of those, like, changing arcs where he, like, learns or grows as a human being.
He can't. He's a sociopath.
Yeah.
No.
Like, he can't learn or grow. He's insane. That's what I lean with Derek as far as, like...
the whole
in my
series?
head, a vigilante show is him sitting in a room waiting to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd
he
be
doesn't
down
watch
for that,
TV.
though.
He doesn't listen to music. He doesn't do
He's just
anything.
I feel like he owns a lot of
kills
cats.
people.
I feel like he'd be there with a lot of
Maybe.
cats.
Well, he's got a very unhealthy obsession with Peacemaker. So it's really like...
So this guy, Freddie Stroma, he played Cormac McLagan.
Cormac McLagan.
Yeah.
I don't remember that character.
Yeah, I don't know who the very famous Cormac McLagan
that's
from Harry
right.
Potter.
Yes.
He should have his own show,
He was
too.
also in Pitch Perfect. He played Luke. I don't know who Luke was in Pitch Perfect.
You know, I've seen all 3 of those movies. I don't remember him.
I haven't seen one.
That is the God's honest truth.
What, the Pitch Perfect
I love
movies?
those movies.
Really?
Yeah, I don't care.
You don't have to get cool.
Really?
I'm not judging you, my friend.
I feel judged, but I don't care
For
anymore.
what? I watch Mountain Men Monsters. Think I'm going to judge anybody, dude? I'm not. I am going to move on, though. Let's move on. So, Myrn briefs Smith on their first mission, which is to assassinate a United States senator named Royland Goff, who is suspected of being a butterfly. This includes killing Goff's wife and 2 kids, who are also suspected of being butterflies. We're still entirely not sure what a butterfly is at this point, but goddamn, we're about to find out.
I know. Is it a code name for a splinter group or something?
Butterfly. Smith and Harcourt stalk Royland Goff and his family at their home. The family's protected by by bodyguards, including a short costume figure named Judo Master. They're soon joined by Vigilante. Once it is confirmed that Goff and his family are in fact butterflies, ergo also aliens with strange, I don't know what they are.
Invasion of the Body Snatcher.
Yeah, they got these weird ass tongue. I'm going to proboscis.
Yeah.
How do you say that?
Proboscis.
Thank you.
Yes.
Is that a bug thing?
It's a bug thing.
Kielbasa?
Yes.
It's a
Kielbasa?
it's Latin for nose.
Kielbasa. That's
Latin
Polish.
for nose.
Really?
Yeah. When Judo Master first showed up, I gotta admit, and I think we talked about this before, that I thought he was a mini me of
Detachable Kid. Yeah, we
because
said
the costume was
It
so
is very similar, yeah.
And I was kind of bummed and I said this, and we were like, "Yeah, but he died." And you and I are at differences. I
you
hold
thought
on to
it just
believe
his arms got shot?
Polka Dot Man's going to come back. You said,
no,
"Shut up,
that's not
Mark."
gonna
He's not. So
As much
you're
as I
not
would
getting
love that.
your vigilante show, and you're not getting Polka Dot Man back. Suffer.
But they did a lot with that character, like how he just keeps popping back up.
Yeah, and man, spicy
It ends
Cheetos,
up being
dude.
very
That was the
funny.
best-
Yeah.
That's wonderful product placement right there. Perfect. Like Wayne's World with the "I won't bow down to any sponsor."
Oh yeah.
Once it is confirmed that Goff and his family are in fact butterflies, Smith hesitates killing them, and Vigilante takes over and kills the wife and kids. And I'm laughing like a psychopath, but I love how that scene plays out, because I love how he's like, all right, I got this, let me do it, and he just does it without any hesitation. It's awful, but I root for him because they're bad guys. You don't know it at the time, but they're bad, you know. And one of the kids was kind of irpy looking, so which the running gag was great.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a Tito joke. I remember after Tito made the comment about
a Froud?
Baby Toby.
Fucking Froud.
He looks like a Froud.
It's like a Froud.
It's like Tito would have no problem.
One of those Frouds. Fucking Froud.
Just shoot
Fucking
Toby.
Froud.
Just shoot the fucking kid.
I just love how like in the episode titles too are like puns.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like this one is called the episode 3 is called Better Goff Dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does this episode end with them in the
let me see.
hole in the ground?
We're getting there. Hold on. Yeah, so they do. So Vigilante ends up killing the wife and kids, but Judo Master intervenes before he can get Goff himself.
Yep.
And Judo Master, let me see. Yeah, takes out Smith and Vigilante. Goff now holds Smith and Vigilante and torches them for information, or rather cuts off the toe of Vigilante.
Oh, yeah.
Why is this not moving down?
Does he not? He like it's still kind of there, right? He's trying really hard, but he never actually gets it all.
Yeah.
He's
Oh, yeah,
kinda
it's
fucks it up.
dangling, right?
And then he
Very
bitches for an
dull blade.
episode and a half about how he's never going to walk again.
I love that.
You can't walk without your little toe. Yes, you can.
That's what I mean. He's a riot, man. Oh, well.
He's insane.
Well, as long as they keep him around for this show, I'll be happy. None of the no killing at the beginning like Suicide Squad for Vigilante. Yeah, so he holds him hostage and he tries to. Vigilante's unmasked. He's revealed to be Adrian Chase, the busboy. Myrn, Harcourt, and Adebayo intervene. Smith kills Goff, and a small alien butterfly-like creature emerges from the mouth.
That's a great scene too when he takes his mask off and he's making all those faces.
Yeah.
So that he can't identify him. Like, dude, he's insane. He's very funny, but it's like he's clearly insane.
I'm telling you guys, I stand by it. If you get the right people, if you get James Gunn behind it, it could work. I'm just saying it could.
I agree with Mark. I'd like to see more Vigilante.
You know. Or at least Vigilante would maybe, if not Polka Dot Man, any other surviving member of
You
the
will in
Suicide
Peacemaker season 2. You're going to see plenty of Vigilante.
Yeah.
Why does he need a spinoff?
Vigilante and Weasel.
Because I'm selfish. That's why.
Weasel.
Economist has a nice. Is that
Weasel survived.
Economist.
he does he hits the guy with the van?
That's right. Economist
Is
does.
that a second episode where he crashes the van into the car, or he crashes it into Judo Master
Judo
to
Master.
save?
Yeah.
Adebayo
Economist
and
kicks a
Harcourt.
lot of ass.
He does.
He has his moments.
We remember him as Diebeard
Diebeard.
and kind of the joke.
Yeah.
But if you when writing the outline, he kills a lot of people.
Yeah.
He's really good at what he does.
He comes through when he has to.
Another character.
And he
I really
hates doing
liked.
it,
Yeah,
but
he
he
doesn't
has
like
to-
doing it.
gotta
Although
do it,
toward
he's
the
gotta
end,
do
it's
it.
getting a little easier for him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Economist is a great villainous name. Dr. Economist.
Right, and that's just like his last name. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's cheap, right? That's what that means. He's cheap. Economist.
You had me. I don't know. Is that true?
He's broke and poor. That's why he can't afford the
hair
beard.
dye, the
Yeah.
good hair. But we do find out he did dye his.
Yes.
He does.
Yes.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Yeah. Well, I warned them already. I warned them already. I should know
Spoilers.
by now. Moving on, episode 4. After being incapacitated by economists, I want to go economist for some reason.
Necronomicon.
The Book of the Diebeard by economists at the end of episode 3. Judo Master is taken. Yeah, so he did do that.
Yeah, this is when they take him and they've got him hooked
Clairol,
up
Verada, Nicto.
Harcourt, Adebayo. No, he wouldn't be able to get Adebayo's. Adebayo.
You have that other scene though. I sort of skip back.
That's
for a second
okay.
with,
No, dude, jump in if I've forgotten anything.
I don't think. I
guys.
mean, you haven't, but just things that stand out to me. Adebayo and Harcourt have that moment because she can't kill the guy. She can't shoot the security guard.
Right.
She doesn't have it in her.
Yes.
So
Yeah, she has the chance to shoot
kind of
the
fucks them, and
Yep.
it's kind of.
And
like,
of course,
what
no
are you
one
doing
knows,
here?
like the whole fact that she's
Right.
Waller's daughter. No one knows this.
Right, it's not revealed
So
to any of
they
them
all
yet.
think that she's just some green agent who, has never done anything.
And she's played off that way in the show. I'm telling you. I remember I was listening
Mern's
to another
knows,
podcast.
right? He just doesn't tell anybody, or he's not
Yeah.
surprised when he finds out.
Right.
I don't think Mern
It's
knows
one of
that.
the
Yeah.
two.
But Murn's too busy holding his own secret.
Yes.
He does.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that.
He's good too. I like that
Yeah,
actor. He was good.
Yeah, I liked him. I honestly thought after seeing Harcourt beat the shit out of the guy in the bar that she was going to be a butterfly because they.
Oh no, she's just super badass.
Thinking back to that after seeing what's her name kick Smith's ass. I was like, I wonder if Harcourt. Cause...
No, she's
just
married to the director.
Yeah.
No, but she's got to do her. Every time they go strong, they squeal or whatever.
That's fine.
They hiss at you.
That's true. She didn't hiss. That's right. And all the rest
Did
of
you
them
talk about you brought up the detectives? Because I really like the detectives.
Yeah, Song and Fitzgibbon.
And Baby Dick from
Baby Dick from Scary Movie.
Baby Dick from Scary Movie.
They're very good together.
Yeah. He was awesome. He's
and her interactions with Robert Patrick, I think, are hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
they're so funny.
All the racial tension.
It's so weird. He is so racist, but I love his character so much.
Oh, same here. I was thinking the same thing,
like,
Tito.
He's so awful.
He's such an
but
asshole.
I never
He's
want
such a
him.
prick.
He's
so
awful.
racist. But yet he's funny, and you can't help but either like him or just love to hate him.
Right.
Well, because is it deep down, it's just an actor saying lines.
Right.
That kind
it's
of
not
thing.
really Robert Patrick saying
It's
this.
kind of like watching.
No. Yeah.
It's like watching Tales from the Hood and watching Corbin Burnson, who says some of the most racist shit you're ever gonna hear.
no, but it's like the character himself is just like he's such a good bad
I
guy.
I get you. He is.
Like I don't want to see him go. Like
like
a I don't know, Joffrey. I always thought was a very good bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
When they killed him, I was kind of bummed. I was like, I liked hating that guy.
So
I liked hating him, but I
liked hating
loved
him
watching
when
him die.
I was like, well, I don't hate anybody as much as I hate him. But yeah,
it was still fun seeing him get.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely do hate Joffrey more than I hate this guy.
Oh no, yeah. Yeah, but he's just so shitty to Peacemaker.
Yeah,
but
I think that's why I hate him so much. It's not even like the things that he says and does with other people. It's he's just such a horrible father. And it's just, that bothered me.
It's amazing when they're so good at being bad or being assholes, you can hate them. And again, I've said this before. For the longest time, I hated Idris Elba because he played such a good asshole in The Office.
Yeah.
And
he hates Jim.
Yeah. And I had no idea who Idris Elba was. I didn't, at all. I didn't even know he had an accent.
You never saw The Wire?
Never saw The Wire. So I'm just thinking, this guy's cool, but I fucking hate him. He's a fucking asshole. And then he's showing up in all these other movies. And for a little while, even though I saw the movies and I thought he was great, there was always this little bitter resentment when I first saw him because I'm like, oh, fuck you. You hated Jim. Then, But that's gone now. Enough time has passed.
But he's so good that I mean, there's a lot of really great what James Gunn has done. These really small nods to all of these other heroes, and these conversations that he has either with the guy, the janitor, or the kids in the class, or even the dad's next door neighbor.
Oh, the dad, the whole
Right?
Batman.
Oh, God,
You're a superhero, because
great.
he's standing
That
there in
was
his
good.
costume, because he goes everywhere in his fucking costume.
Yeah.
He's just standing at the door in his costume.
Yeah.
And I was like, who are you?
Don't remember laughing as hard as I did at anything else until I saw the scene where he's in the classroom talking to
school.
the kids.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got a nickname for everybody.
Yep.
You, Spaghetti Arms. You, Rubik's Cube champion, 2025. Oh, God damn. I wish I could remember the rest of them. They were
And is that one?
hilarious.
Is that scene the one where he talks about Aquaman and he's talking shit about the heroes?
He's talking about why Batman doesn't kill and how
So that's
messed up
the
that
neighbor.
is.
Those
That's
conversations
with the
happen
neighbor.
with
Yeah.
the neighbor.
The
He's talking
Aquaman-
about
Oh, the whole list that he
who
comes
does
up with in the other episode where he's talking about how he could have named anybody except for whoever, I forget what the conversation was, but he lists you could have named anybody.
Oh,
And
when he's talking with the economist.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He has a list a mile and a half long, and it goes into the end credits. They cut back, and he's still doing it.
Oh, yeah. All the extra names.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's one thing we should mention.
Yeah.
About how the post credits for each episode.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are just they're not bloopers.
No.
They're just a longer, funny,
extended cut.
hilarious
Yeah.
take of someone just I'm assuming it's all improv.
It seems
a
like
lot
it.
of them seem like improv.
Well, that scene Brian just mentioned definitely was.
He definitely improv those names.
Yeah.
He
Did
was
he really?
spewing names out. Yeah. They were just recording.
And the scene, it's I think 2 more episodes to go. The officer.
Oh, Locke.
And they cut back to him, and he's talking about the dead body. He's kneeling by there, and he's like losing his shit.
Yeah. So, against Burns' wishes and Adebayo's plead, Smith heads to prison to see his dad. His dad, knowing he was screwed over by the team, threatens to expose Project Butterfly. Adebayo convinces Vigilante to kill Smith's dad, and so he gets himself arrested so he can go and kill Augie. Another great scene.
That is pretty cool.
That is an
that
awesome
scene with him in the prison.
Yeah. I love how he walks into prison. He's this little nerdy guy. Any one of these guys, because you really still don't know what Vigilante can do outside of snipering a few people.
Yeah.
He's just walking into this cell or the room with all the inmates. He's this little nerdy guy with glasses. Any one of these guys could kick his ass. And he's walking in there just saying, I've got this. I already know I'm going to win this whole thing. It's cool.
And he does. He holds his own.
Yeah.
When he in the cafeteria, when he sits across from these guys. And,
He's just trying to egg him on. He's trying to,
Not
he's trying to get him to fight him, and Augie is smart enough not to fight him.
Like, he sits down there, and I think you as an audience member think, like, all right, so he's probably going to try to get in, like, on their good graces and be part of the group.
Yeah. Nope.
And it's like, nope. He just calls them all out.
Yep. Pisses them all off within 30 seconds.
Show's unpredictable, man. You think it's going one way, it's going to go somewhere else.
It's great.
Smith and Adebayo return to headquarters and find Judo Master has escaped. This is like one of 3 times this happens. He attacks both of them, and Adebayo shoots him before he can reveal the secrets of the alien butterfly. So Judo Master and Smith are going at it, and he's actually pinned down, and he's
another
about
good
to
fight
reveal
scene.
something. Yep, it is a great fight scene. And then Adebayo shoots him, and even though she now has gotten over her fear of killing somebody, she does it at the wrong time.
Yeah, it's got that, but that has this great like moment of like, oh, what does she know? That's what I thought. Oh, what does she know? What did she
like?
shoot
Why
him
did
at
she
that,
try to
that
silence
moment?
him?
Yeah.
Instead of letting, because he's like, the butterflies aren't what you.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
And then she shoots him.
The killer is.
Really quickly.
Yeah.
Fran Tarkenton, Joe Montana, Joe Montana, Eddie Murphy, Michael Jordan, Michael B. Jordan, BTS, Eugene Levy, John Lovett, Danny DeVito, Will Ferrell, Howard Stern, Baba Booey, Robin Ophelia, Quivers, Alice Cooper, Ozzy Osbourne, Sharon Osbourne, Bill Cosby. That's only some of the names. I think he says like 80 names. Amy Winehouse, Optimus Prime, Shipwreck, Cobra Commander, the fucking cast from Riverdale. That's like I have a whole nother level of respect now for John Cena. I don't improv that shit.
He really won over a lot of people.
Yeah.
I know a few people who have said they don't like John Cena, but they had to admit he was really good.
I mean, honestly, you have to be a good actor in wrestling. Like, it's acting, and he's on the mic.
It's not real,
and a lot of it is ad libbing. You're out there and you're on the mic, and you've got to come up with stuff and
cutting promos.
But you've never gotten to see him do serious stuff and emotional stuff. I mean, when he cries.
Oh yeah,
and it's like, whoa.
Yeah, I think it's the next episode. He has a kind of a little bit of a kind of silent breakdown.
Yeah.
At the end when he starts thinking back to his brother getting killed. And, killing. I think it's the next one. I don't know. Let's see, because we're almost there now. Vigilante is bailed out by Harcourt after he gets the prison mates to fight one another, even though he fails to kill Augie. We find Smith back at home reliving. Yeah, it's this episode. Yeah. Okay, he's reliving the tragic memories about living with his dad, the death of his brother, killing Rick Flag. Yep, and that but we still don't know exactly how at that moment. We just know his brother is dead, and you're led to believe, oh my God, he killed his brother.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, he is a piece of shit. That's what I mean. It's so
his origin
back
story,
and
right?
forth.
That death that makes him who he is.
And we also find out that he's kept the Goth butterfly alien alive.
Yes.
And it's in a jar. And he's feeding him some of that. Yep. And also, we learned that Myrn is in fact a butterfly himself. Sitting at home, having himself a bowl of, I don't know, cornflakes or whatever the hell it is, or it looks like cornflakes, but he's sucking that up through that.
See, that's what I imagine the Vigilante show being.
Just him eating
you
cornflakes?
watching a guy sitting on a couch, maybe not even eating cornflakes.
But
sitting on a couch waiting to kill something like in 6 hours.
Yep.
Vigilante eats total.
There's your opening
No
for your
sugar.
show.
No,
That
that's
just
it.
goes on for like 10 minutes. You're wondering where it's going, and then all of a sudden, a bunch of people crash through his house and try to kill him. A bunch of assailants of sorts. Maybe Task Force X or Amanda Waller. We don't know.
I don't know. Nobody.
Story writes itself. kind of.
He forgets he's wearing his mask, and he spoons cereal into his mask. He forgot it's still on.
I see him, dude. He's going grocery shopping with his costume.
costume
on,
on,
how
yeah.
superheroes have to eat. You think Superman doesn't eat? You could have some wonderful shtick. I'm telling you. Get on it, folks. Derek
pulls a gun on a baby because they're eating a banana that they haven't paid for yet.
the mother's stealing grapes. Yeah. This is an express line with 12 items. I see you snuck in a can of tuna. That's 13 items. Don't say.
Are you going to put this back, or should I put a bullet in your head?
All right, so moving on. Episode 5. After interrogating Augie, Song and Fitzgibbon realize it was Smith who killed Sturphausen after double-checking Augie's fingerprints and reinterrogating the couple that Smith took hostage. So, yeah, they do come back. We get a little more back and forth with the couple.
Yeah.
Wonderful comedic exchange. Yeah. The team is briefed about the butterfly aliens and how they enter through the mouths to take over humans as hosts. Adebayo's clue leads them
that's
to...
a great scene. Because it's like mouth, butt, any hole that's available. And they're shitting on his like PowerPoint the whole time. That's a really good scene too.
This just makes me want to watch the whole series again.
The buildup is so great because you just think it's like it's funny to make fun of economists.
Yeah.
It really is. It's funny to watch, but then he has that big moment towards
well,
the end of the show.
He's got a few.
Like,
yeah.
Oh my God, what a great show.
Yep. That's true. I mean, we're going to be saying this at least 10 more times.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking about it.
Adebayo's clue leads them to a bottling factory where the liquid that the creatures feed off of, a sort of amber-like substance, is being mass-produced. Myrn enlists an associate named Casper Locke. Locke, I'm assuming.
Yes,
it's Locke.
it is.
Yes,
Yep,
okay,
Locke.
thank you. To pose as the new police captain and undermine Song's investigation.
Yep.
So he's put in there to be goofy.
He's a freaking weird guy.
Yep.
Christopher Heyerdahl.
Yeah. Where would we know? Is he?
Oh, he's been in a bunch of stuff.
Okay, cool.
A lot of sci-fi shows. He was also on that show, Hell on Wheels.
I thought you were going to say The Expanse.
No, he wasn't on The Expanse.
Nope, he's not. I can tell you that he's not on that.
He was on Sanctuary.
Sanctuary with
he
Amanda
played Jack the
Tapping?
Ripper.
Oh, great
Yes,
show. I love
yes.
that show.
What show is it?
That was
Sanctuary.
Amanda Tapping. Kathy turned me on to
It's like
that show.
They have like a church where they keep like supernatural creatures.
Exactly. They
that's
preserved
cool.
them and protected them.
All right, I'm going to get on that. You stay on Expanse. I'll get on this one.
But he plays,
and then we'll switch.
We're going to be cool like
switch
these
up,
two.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll switch off.
They're like lovers that
We'll
never
swap.
die. He can't die, and at one point in his life, he was Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper, yeah.
But
That's cool.
He's in love with her. So
that was the first thing I was ever introduced to him. Oh, he was in True Blood too.
Sanctuary.
2008 to 2011 that came out. Sanctuary.
I'm going to look into that one.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but he was on the Caprica TV series. He was on Supernatural. He was on Sanctuary, True Blood. Let me see.
All right, moving on.
Colin Firth. I mean, no, not Firth.
Colin
Farrell.
Farrell Firth. Put on a lot of makeup for that penguin role.
You look like Richard Kind. Why didn't they just hire Richard Kind?
Oh God, who was it? Was it Jen McCausland? Was like, yeah, because then you'd have to listen to
the
him.
voice.
All right, so Smith uses one of his helmets that is equipped with X-ray vision to help the team determine who is human and who isn't.
Yep.
There's a great fight at the bottling factory with all the employees who are being controlled by butterflies, as is an escaped gorilla who shows up named Charlie.
Not Grodd.
Not Grodd.
Not Grodd, yeah.
Small part of me at the beginning when I heard escaped a gorilla was like,
Mark went,
is James Gunn going to bring in Grodd? He didn't, though.
Granted, we've seen Grodd, and we've seen.
I got to tell you, I've stopped watching the Flash TV show, but they did a really good job with Grodd.
And Doom Patrol uses the other gorilla.
Oh yeah,
Ultra Humanite.
I don't know.
The monkey with the big brain.
No, the one with the beret.
He's the beret. Who's
Different one. Yes.
Monsieur something. I don't know.
Wrong monkey.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talking monkeys in these shows now. You got one in Umbrella Academy, and DC loves its monkeys.
yeah, that's the name of this episode is Monkey Dory.
There you go. But there is a girl named Charlie, and Economos kills Charlie with a chainsaw.
That's right.
Economos with a chainsaw.
After Vigilante wants to bring him, they're like, dude, just leave the chainsaw. You're
James
not going
Gunn.
to. And then he's like,
I smell a crossover.
And then he's jealous. He's jealous because he's not getting enough credit for wanting to have used. Like, I was going to
trying to build himself up. So Adebayo is checking out Peacemaker's X-ray helmet, where she discovers Myrn is in fact a butterfly, and he ups and goes after her. That's the end of episode 5.
Dude, there's the warhead with the fucking hand grenade taped to it. Yeah, he's just like, I'm gonna throw. I made it. It's gonna be awesome. He's gonna throw it. And even that's a great scene earlier on where you see them practice shooting.
Yeah,
they're just like shooting shit and they're having fun together.
Yeah.
And that's probably where he cooked that up because they're just like, oh, what would happen if we taped a grenade to a mortar shell and threw it at this car? Let's see what happens. I brought my secret weapon, guys. It's so dangerous. Like, it clearly could kill everyone, but it's
Just
like
it's cool
more
because
stuff
like,
they could do on the Vigilante show.
up to this point, they really like build this friendship between Peacemaker and Edamame. I want to say Edamame. It's not Edamame. Adebayo. And
it took me a while too.
And so up until this point, because then the next episode that kind of turns when he finds out that she, well, you go on.
You want me to? Okay, cool.
But I like that. I like their little like their friendship.
Their little dynamic.
They're both kind of like outsiders of this like mature adult task force.
I like. So, Myrn reveals to Adebayo that the butterfly... so we know Myrn's a butterfly now. It turns out Harcourt knew as well.
Economist knows also.
Economist knows.
He plugs his ears every time.
Yeah, he doesn't want to believe.
Plugs his ears every time they talk about it.
He doesn't want to believe.
He just doesn't want to have to report to Waller.
Yeah.
Really.
He's scared.
If she knows that he knows, he's like, fuck, I'm fucked.
But after this first season, he could probably take her out with a chainsaw. Just saying. Myrn reveals to Adebayo that the butterflies came from a dying planet, and the Goth butterfly led many or others to dominate the Earth.
Yes.
That's their plan, as aliens do. Song releases Augie from prison and puts out an arrest warrant on Chris Smith. The police track both Smith and Vigilante, who are hanging in Smith's trailer, communicating with the Goth butterfly. During the arrest and the eventual escape of Smith and Vigilante, the jar breaks and Goth Butterfly is free, where he possesses takes over Detective's song. Yeah,
that's a great scene too when they're escaping.
Scene.
So that's a part of the show that I actually, as cool as I think it is, it bothers me just a little bit because I think Song is such a cool character.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen her grow in the show.
Yeah, she really was
continue like chasing after him and just being funny. The two detectives just being funny together.
It's kind of a trade-off too, though, because she's very villainous when she is taken over by a butterfly.
Yeah.
Her performance is really good.
It's great.
Yeah, very versatile actress.
Jumping ahead when she's leading the whole army of people, and she's got that smile on her face. Like, it's a great performance.
Yeah.
So
I don't disagree.
But you're right.
Yeah.
You're right, though. I would like.
Yeah, she goes from this very
characters.
charming, fun, humorous character to evil.
Yeah. And she doesn't take any shit, but like those interactions with Augie are so funny.
Yeah,
because he's racist, but it's like he's getting like all the wrong like stereotypes.
Yeah.
And she's hitting him with other stuff. And there's a scene where like her partner's like, wouldn't want to be ya. And she's like, what the fuck? Why would you say that? Like, why would you even? I had it. You just ruined it. I finally got him, and you fucked that up.
Yeah, and again, these are just cops. You've got a show full of characters and heroes and vigilantes and aliens, and you like in a lot of other cops are just cops. They're just cops. They're just there to break between the action. But you care about these two. You're invested in them because of the interaction you were talking about, Tito.
Yeah,
absolutely,
they're a fun couple.
They really are. So I could see that. I would agree with that. It would have been nice if they had stuck around a little longer.
Yeah, but me out when I was like, oh, once they leave your body, you're dead. I was like, fuck, they're dead.
Well, yeah, but they're like they didn't have a chance to leave either of their bodies. If Fitzgibbons, like, he gets mutilated, doesn't he? He's gunned down or blows up or something like that. Am I remembering this wrong?
I can't remember what happens to him.
It's gruesome. It's more gruesome than what happens to Song.
Yeah.
All right. Economist traces the butterfly's activities to a ranch where they believe the creatures are using a cow, or rather cow-like creature, to mass-produce the amber they feed on. Song, now controlled by the Goth butterflies, summons an army of butterflies to take over the entire police station, including Locke, Fitzgibbons, and all the inmates.
That's an awesome scene too, man. It's a fucking awesome scene.
And the song, I can't remember the song off the top of my head, but the song that's playing during that whole scene is great.
Yeah.
It really, it's a, I can't.
He's the king of like fitting in
the
just
perfect
the
song for the
perfect
perfect
song
scene.
for,
Yes. Yeah.
It takes it to a different level and gives it a vibe.
It's all hair metal too, and it's either like an actual hair metal song, it's a cover of a hair metal song, or like a stripped down version of a hair metal song.
Yeah.
Right. So even on like the touching, the piano of the
Motley Crue song.
It's still it's the stripped down, but it's still a hair metal song that. It's the entire series, and they do it so well.
Yeah. And that song just fits perfect with that scene, with that character, with John Cena. You know what he's thinking about while playing it. It's great. It's an awesome show. That's the 11th time I think I've said it. Augie, now released, puts on the and at the end of the episode, Augie is he's now released. He puts on the white dragon armor, and his plan is to go and kill his son. That's how 6 ends. Moving on to 7, unless anybody has anything else.
I'm trying to find that
the name of the song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's a Screen Rant article that has every single song that was used in what scene.
All right. Cool.
Nice.
I'll move on. Just throw it in.
Oh, while you're looking at that,
right,
I want to touch on the opening song because we really didn't talk about the band Wigwam.
Okay. Cool.
That did it. I thought that it was an actual hair metal band from back in the day. These guys didn't form until 2001.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
that song is only 10 years old. That came out in like 2010.
I've never heard it before.
I never heard it before either, but it sounds like it's from 89.
I love present day like bands that have a sound that is like a different decade.
So these guys, Wigwam, they're a Norwegian glam metal band. As if I don't know if that's a thing, but that's what they are.
Well, it's it is.
It is
with
now.
Norwegians and where are Norwegians from? Switzerland? No.
Norway.
I know.
It's a
Tito was ready. It's like no, Mark.
No, Mark. They're Vikings.
They're fucking humpback whales. So in
Humpback
7,
people?
Humpback people.
The song is Monster. Reckless Love is the name of the band.
All right, I'm
nice.
putting that on there.
You bastard.
Well, I mean, it is
That's why we have a Tito.
Technically. You guys are doing his job for him.
I'm saving this article though because I want all these songs.
You're only getting half your paycheck, Tito. Instead of diddly squat, you're just getting squat.
You'll get nothing in like it.
What hot dog. Chris Smith, feeling betrayed by Adebayo because of what she did, sets out with Vigilante, Economist, and Eagly. They head out to the ranch in order to kill the supposed cow. They're intercepted by Augie and his white dragon follower. This is a great scene,
That
too.
is a good
Vigilante. Harcourt confronts Adebayo about her performance and recent behavior and all the shit she's doing and learns of her secret. I believe it's here, right?
Yes.
We find out that she is, in fact, Amanda Waller's daughter. No one trusts Adebayo now. This is a great progression on her character. Like I said, her arc just goes from... Oh, she's just kind of there too. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I like about the Adebayo? Because they give her some background with the wife and her dogs.
Yeah.
And then they just get rid of the wife. You're like, awesome, get out of here. Because you're just going to hold the story back. If we keep having... And then they bring her
We
back.
don't want any Iris
here and
moments.
there.
No,
Right.
no
Every once in
offense
a
to the
while.
actress who played her wife or anything, but in this show with so much going on, we
Bring her
just
back
don't
every
have
once in
time.
a while.
Yeah.
They should touch his base, but like that's just
Yeah.
gonna drag at the. There's not enough time. We got to get a lot of story.
It
and-
serves
and
its
some good
purpose.
stuff.
I
Yeah, it
agree.
serves its purpose.
Yeah, it would.
It gives her that backstory. It gives her that like heart, I guess.
Although
of
the scene with the text message that everybody sees.
Oh God, yeah. In the van.
Hilarious
Oh, God,
moment.
yeah.
Oh, she's great. The butterfly police arrive. It's funny to say that. The
butterfly
butterfly police arrive to confront Myrn and kill him.
You're under arrest.
Beautiful butterfly police. Judo Master, awoken once more, attacks Harcourt and Adebayo, but is eventually stopped yet again.
Yep.
Dude can't die.
Yeah,
No.
he will not die.
Unstoppable.
So funny.
And I'll get to it at the end, but the last thing they cover with him in the season is pretty odd too, odd in a good way.
Yeah.
Augie, aka White Dragon, catches Chris and is about to kill him, but Vigilante discovers a weakness in his armor and finds a way to disable the armor's weaponry. Economist kills Augie's followers, takes them.
You got a full
all
circle
down.
story right there too, because we didn't touch on Augie's secret lair, which is in another dimension.
Let me say, to be fair, I am paraphrasing. There is so much more going on with everybody.
Like you learn that he's the one that makes the helmets.
Mark is giving everybody the Cliff Notes.
These
version
are
of
the Cliff
show.
Notes version. So just so we don't miss a lot, but there's still a lot we have. We can't cover.
But he makes reference. He makes reference
to go back
the
and see
armor.
it again if you.
And that scene when he first sneaks into that room, he's like, "Oh, there's some like blind spots or like spots on the armor that you could," and then like he just kind of gets blown off, and then when he comes back at the end and hits it, he's like, I told you. You know, it's another one of those like, you should have let me bring the chainsaw. Like I told you his armor had some kinks in it. You know, it's there's a lot of good stuff coming
so
back.
Cool.
He's
groovy. He really is.
Give him his own show.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I don't think so.
You're proving my point. You're proving my point.
Yeah, that you should keep him on the show, not give him his own show.
But I think we should get it. I still think we should get one.
Don't kill him off is what
all right,
I'm trying
fine.
to get.
We'll
do
leave
like
it
a
at
do like a DC one shot like the Marvels did.
There you go.
You know,
Okay.
we have like Thor hanging out with that guy in Australia instead of fighting with the Avengers on the tarmac in Germany.
Yes.
You know, there you
I
go.
like that.
10 minutes of Diebeard and Vigilante hanging out.
Okay.
You know,
at the supermarket
or
Saturday night.
trying to ride eagerly. You know.
All right, we'll compromise with that.
See,
Good.
Give me a hug.
Good. Some real growth on the show with the dads agreeing. I'm
that?
sensing some real.
It's compromise.
growth.
It's all about the compromise.
It is all about that.
You can
That's
you can
just
have your
3GD.
Vigilante spin off, but it's only going to be 10 minutes long to satisfy Derek. There you go.
Okay.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
Fair enough. All
I
right,
appreciate
cool.
that.
Thank you for taking all our needs into consideration.
I
what
can't
I'm
take
here
much
for.
more than 10 minutes.
All right. So I'm told. Oh, sorry.
Are you through yet?
Almost.
And unsafe.
Smith confronts his dad about the events that led to him causing Smith to accidentally kill his brother Keith.
Yep.
And he eventually shoots Dad
And
dead.
that backstory you find out is it's like Nazi Ku Klux Klan father like making them fight.
Yep.
Dude, Fight Club for money.
Yeah.
Yeah, making their kid like fight
for
dogs.
all the other racist guys to bet on.
Yeah.
It is weird too. They don't really say why he dies. Like he punches him.
He punched him
and then
so
he like
hard.
foams. Yeah, but he like foams at the mouth.
It's a
and
seizure.
Yeah.
Or,
He probably gave him like an aneurysm.
Yeah,
or,
right.
You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's one of those things. Is like
Punched him so hard a blood
they
clot
probably
moved
don't
in.
know because he was like, "Oh, he's dead. Let's throw him in a fucking ditch somewhere."
Yeah.
right.
Like
Can't
move on.
have the police.
They're like gypsies. They're
coming
like
around
fucking,
our-
You know, they're just we'll just trail away. Yeah, we'll just hop in our trailers and drive away. So I gotta spare.
They like ducks.
Yeah. I like caravans better.
So Hardcore is appointed the new leader of the group, and the team finally, pretty much comes together.
Comes
at this
back
point,
together.
Right? Adebayo and
Begrudgingly,
Smith are
though.
still kind
There's
of at odds.
There's
Yep.
still some rocky.
But they're starting to work as a team now. They all agree she's the best one to lead, and I agree too. Awesome.
Oh, that dentist office scene is that in the dentist?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
When they're like, we'll join. They want to join.
No, they're vet.
Oh,
It's a
they're at a
vet.
vet.
Yeah.
They're at a
You're
vet
right
because he
there.
takes eagerly.
Yes.
They take
Yeah.
eagerly.
Yeah.
Right. And they're like, we'll join up. And he's got the, and they're like, nah, I don't think so.
I'm telling you. And then they leave, and the vets have a little interaction, and I want to know about them. But I don't think they need their own show, Derek.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Not yet. at
Positive.
Well, you could have Vigilante and Diebeard go to the vet for one
See?
for one episode.
That vet could be like the DC vets. They take care of Crypto and Ace
see
and
that?
Squirrel Girl.
Starro.
Try to get Powers back
Nice.
on the whole Powers
Yeah,
idea.
there you
back.
go. There you go.
To see that, I would watch actually.
I know you would.
What you wouldn't? Who the hell's taking care of Starro? What's going on right now? It's worth it. Somebody'd watch it, other than me, maybe.
I was thinking more Crypto and Ace. You know,
True.
Ace the Bat Hound.
How do you give
Like-
Crypto his shots?
Yeah,
and
yeah, right.
Yeah.
With a kryptonite needle.
Well, what about a Superboy crypto show? Are you behind my idea for my idea for that one?
Yeah,
too?
I would.
All right, cool. All right, so
I would.
Superboy.
Surprisingly, I would watch that.
Thank you, meeting
Superboy needs a Superboy vigilante show. I would watch.
That would be cool.
Superboy needs somebody with him because as good as I think that kid is as being Superboy, he's a little stale.
He's
the one on Titans.
Yeah.
I'm liking him in Crypto. Though.
I think he's a good character.
No, he's awesome.
He essentially like plays kind of a dumb.
Yeah,
like he's not very smart. Like,
well, he was just born
yesterday. Exactly. And that's why.
He's half Lex Luthor.
So he needs a guide. He needs like someone with him.
But I'm sure it'll progress in season 4 because there wasn't really much in season 2 with him. And 3, he did a lot more. And so by 4,
sex.
hopefully, he discovered sex. And
well, that's why I kind of wish that they had put Tim Drake as the Robin in Teen Titans, because Tim Drake and Connor are friends in the comics. They're best friends.
Oh, okay.
Like when Connor dies, Tim takes it really, really hard.
There's still time.
Yeah.
They did add. They added Tim to the.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they did add him
at
the very end.
Yeah, he's still going with them.
Yeah,
he's not going anywhere yet, and he's going to train.
Going with them, all right.
Yeah, he's going.
I haven't gotten there yet, so.
Oh, shut up, man! What the hell?
I'm only on episode 5 of season 3.
Well, it's not like
it's not the biggest twist.
Tim Drake has appeared at that point, I think.
Yeah, well, he showed up in the restaurant at the end of season 2, and that was it. So I'm like, oh, he's going to be Robin.
Okay,
I know him. I'm explaining it to my wife because she doesn't get it. She's like, why are you getting excited? I'm like, he's going to be Robin.
Was Kathy like, how many fucking Robins does Batman have?
Yeah, let me give you Derek's number. He'll explain.
A shit ton, eh?
Well, it all started.
All right, so final episode. Adebayo contacts Amanda Waller and requests that the Justice League or other backups should be sent, but Waller claims there is no time.
Yep.
Hold on to that thought, folks.
They don't want the Justice League because Aquaman fucks fish.
That's true.
Right.
That's what we hear.
They keep throwing that. They keep throwing that one around.
That's a running gag.
Yep.
If only there was some kind of cool pay. Oh, just wait.
Oh, yes.
Economist plants Smith's sonic boom helmet at the butterfly's base, but fails to kill the cow. Smith, Hardcore, and Vigilante start shooting their way toward the ranch to that wonderful opening song. It's a great scene.
Oh, my God, awesome.
Adebayo is still hesitant. She's kind of staying behind. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, or rather in the ranch, Smith confronts Song, Butterfly Song, whatever.
Who is the butterfly that he had kept and was communicating with.
Right, who was Goff.
And now it's in her.
Song, And so Song spares Smith and explains that the butterflies are protecting the planet from humans who prioritize profit over their own survival. And
it's not wrong.
Try your own allegories here, folks.
It's another one of those Thanos was right moments.
Yeah. She asks for his help, but Smith decides instead to kill the cow. But there's that moment. You think he's going to do it. You think, oh, they're going to be friends. You think, oh, these aliens aren't that. No, he's going to kill him.
Oh, dude, that's so great. He's like, activate
the... And a Adebayo just goes flying.
And Adebayo just with the, so.
But she gets like fucked up the first time she tries to do it.
Because she goes right into a wall.
So here's what I want with this character. I want her to keep that helmet, and I want her to
become a superhero.
I want her to be the human torpedo. I want her to learn that craft and be that hero.
Master it.
Fucking awesome would it be to have a character that just torpedoes the hell out of everybody? Seeing her fly into people,
just about dies every time.
Yeah. But she doesn't. Because she's cool.
Every time could be her last time.
That's right. That's the tagline of the show. It's kind of like Quantum Leap. Like every leap could be the last. It could be the leap home.
So Dr. Beckett finds himself leaping from life to life, striving to put right what once went wrong, and hoping each time that his next leap will be the leap home.
So Smith then shoots Song's body, but spares Goff Butterfly still, because he does form a friendship with this thing. He can't do it. In the end, a team shows up in the shadows.
As they're all walking away from the destruction behind them.
And this
a bunch of silhouettes.
It's the silhouettes of the Justice League. Now, mentioning the Justice League was enough for me. Adebayo mentioning the Justice League was enough, because it was like, okay, we acknowledge
We're in that world.
Yeah.
Yay.
Not only do we acknowledge we're in that world, but we're acknowledging why the superheroes aren't doing the job that they need to do, which was the fault of the first Suicide Squad movie. They were handling a problem that any of the DC superheroes could have taken care of, and like 5 seconds know why they were doing it.
Yeah.
So this was a nice way of doing
Well,
that.
Waller knew Batman, so if she needed rescuing, she could have just, had Batman come and get her.
Could have Batman. Oh no, I'm not getting back into it. I'm going to show. So no, we get more. We get the silhouettes of the Justice League, and I'm very happy.
And the shadow outlines, you can tell it's definitely the Justice League from the Snyderverse.
Right.
It's the ones that we've seen.
I think,
but they're all black. It's all in shadow.
It's their stunt doubles. I think the Superman is Superman stunt double.
And Wonder
And
Woman.
Gal Gadot
is
really?
Yeah, it's the Wonder Woman stunt double.
And I heard, if I read correctly, Gal Gadot would have made an appearance.
Yes,
but she was pregnant.
She was pregnant.
Yeah.
However, at this point, I'm thinking,
I would love to get her
okay, we're
pregnant.
getting silhouettes.
Like,
that's
cool.
even better.
Cool.
Thank you, James Gunn.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, no. James Gunn's like, I love the DC universe, and I love you, DC fans. You've been through a lot of hell. You had to sit through Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 84. For some of people, not me, Batman v Superman. Here's something for you. Here's fucking Aquaman and The Flash.
Yep.
And here's Jason Momoa addressing the fish fucking joke. You're fucking
Like
welcome.
continuing it, because then the Flash says,
Oh, that's
well, yeah,
right.
I heard that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what a fucking way. What a payoff.
Like for two huge stars. Well, I mean, Ezra Miller is not huge, but
Ezra Miller,
but for Jason Momoa,
his movie's just coming out.
and
he's gonna want
and
to.
Jason Momoa has but I don't mean just appearing.
No, I know
mean,
what you mean though. But
the fact that Jason Momoa, who has already had his own standalone, he's huge now, and his character's getting a sequel, and he sits there and acknowledges it and makes fun of himself. He's able to step into this small cameo.
He seems like he's that kind of guy though.
He
Remember
definitely
that
is
Super
the
Bowl
most
commercial he did a few years ago where he's like taking all his
it's
muscles off
as
he
taking
gets
his body
home.
parts,
And he's like this skinny little bald guy sitting on the couch.
But he's always stood by the DC universe.
Yes.
Even after Justice League, before the Snyder Cut, people would ask him, how do you feel about all the problems with DC and everything? And he'd always say, well, I didn't know it was broken. He stood by Henry Cavill.
I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always been a supporter to pretty much everyone he's working with. I believe he and Lisa Bonet are getting back together again.
I think I read that too.
Yeah, he's giving her
They're going to give it another
chance.
chance.
Or she's giving him another chance.
Awesome.
Or whoever's giving.
Awesome.
See?
They're giving each other another chance.
Absolutely.
Chances are being given.
Yeah.
And you had said it, Derek, when I texted you and said, holy shit, it's Aquaman. You had said, no ego. There was no ego.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No ego.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Cool.
Very cool.
So, in the end, the team is injured, but they are victorious. The Justice Leagues arrive. They arrive a little too late. And while they remain in shadow, we get to see cameos from Flash and Aquaman.
Yeah.
Task Force X is exposed by Adebayo during a conference while Amanda Waller watches on TV.
The fuck?
Holy shit. We know. I cannot wait to see how they're going to cover that one.
There's a really good scene also that addresses a really big thing for Batman fans, where the neighbor asked him about do you have one like Batman? And he goes off on the rant about how many people Batman has indirectly killed by never having killed the Joker.
Yes.
Which is the greatest fucking line
yeah.
ever.
Which is
like, if he just killed all these fucking people, you wouldn't have. I don't have one because I killed all these bad guys.
Batman's a pussy.
Yeah, right. If he killed all these bad guys, then there wouldn't.
See, and I'm just saying.
Hundreds of
some
people have
who
died.
don't believe Batman shouldn't kill.
Who would that be?
I'm not going to name.
And I'm
names.
wondering if the whole exposing Task Force X, wasn't there another organization?
Yes.
There was
Checkmate is an
Argus,
organization.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if
Checkmate's another one.
I'm wondering if
Checkmate
that's
is one of
what's going to happen is she's going to branch off and
Right. Well, she also worked for Luther at one point too,
Yeah.
and in the comics anyway, she was basically.
Well, and that's the thing.
Mercy Graves was.
She's very back and forth. She's technically a good guy, but there have been times where she's a flat out bad guy.
Oh yeah.
And I love when she's a bad guy.
Well, the best interpretation of that, of all things, is Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah.
And I think Justice League as well. Her character is just awful on
Yeah.
that show. And the fact that she can bully Batman around, you know, because she knows who he is.
I
right
hope
off the
I hope
bat.
that's the direction that they're going with her.
I
Because
hope so,
she's
too.
amazing, and I would love to see her like full bad.
Well, we know everybody exists in this universe. I don't know.
Yeah.
We've all said it a million times. I'm not going to repeat it, but
Plus, you could
so
introduce
many
more
directions
Argus
we could
people.
go.
You know,
Yeah, totally.
There are other. I mean, I don't think they'll do anything with like the Steve, who's Wonder Woman Steve.
Steve Trevor.
Because Steve Trevor was a part of Argus, but like there are other main Argus people that they could introduce and.
But that's pretty much it. It ends with Peacemaker. He's back with Goth Butterfly, he's feeding him some of the last of that amber from the jar, and he starts hallucinating his father.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there, and his father's sitting, and that's where it ends.
Oh, that's right, because
That's the
that
show.
happened before too.
Yeah.
It happened during.
That's right. It did.
during the big battle, right?
Kind of a
Before
Dexter
that.
thing going.
Yeah.
What's so great about these new shows? I remember, you know, when you would get a spin-off or a hero show, and you would just think like, "There's no way these fucking guys are going to show up. There's no way, like Amanda Waller's going to show up in this show.
Yeah.
Or fucking Jason Momoa.
Or if they do, it's recasted with somebody you've
right,
never seen
somebody else,
before.
or it's like somebody you don't care about.
Yeah.
It's just like now it's like dreams are coming.
Viola
Like
Davis.
literally, dreams are coming true for
Yeah.
me.
Right.
When I watch these shows, and even the Marvel shows, were like, oh fuck yeah, they can get all these people who actually matter to the story to pop up on an episode from time to time.
And I'm glad
have it be awesome.
I'm glad that there are people that are working with DC properties who are realizing this now.
Yeah.
Marvel got on the ball a long time ago, but with a lot of DC shows, we're realizing now that we can connect them and other people can, and we can get somebody like you said, Derek, like Jason Momoa, who doesn't need to do this. We can get him to make an appearance on an HBO Max show. Who knows what else they can do? Now, if that's just because it's James Gunn or it's because these actors really care for these characters, remain to be seen. I mean, will we ever see Henry Cavill back as Superman? Oh, we don't know. I mean,
it's possible. I
probably
wonder if
not.
the lines have blurred over the years between TV and movie, where like the movie actor was just too good for TV. Like I can't. Be
I think
on
it
that show.
absolutely
I'm a fucking
has.
superstar.
Yeah, totally.
It's not like it used
And now
to be.
it's like it's all just intertwined. So
because
anybody
now
can do
there are so
anything.
many streaming
There's
services
so many
that have
choices.
TV shows. Yeah, and
And
I mean,
actors got to work, you know.
Yeah.
And right now, like
Actors
even
gotta work.
movies,
That's
even big
true,
movies
Brian.
are not.
That's a great point.
Moving backwards was always a bad thing, though.
But just,
it was.
But just the
bad.
But now
quality.
TV is not moving
Yeah.
backwards.
Right.
No,
In
because-
many ways, like the TV, like your home setup is like rivaling what you're going to pay $20 in a
Yep.
theater to see.
Yep.
You know, you can have your Dolby Atmos at home, and you can have your 85-inch screen.
And people love to shotgun shows, and
Exactly.
they
Yeah.
talk about shows more. And
Exactly. And the more stuff they show on, be it, you know, do a movie, do a couple of series, it's just more exposure.
Yeah.
You know, because there are so many choices, there's so many networks, there's so many streaming shows.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I know.
There really is.
We're like, we don't know where to turn. Our heads spin.
And Derek, as we're all comic book fans, I should say. As comic book fans, there are people now recognizing characters that, or discovering characters based on these series.
Oh, absolutely.
That, you know, I
didn't know
I
about
didn't care
Peacemaker.
about
Yeah.
WandaVision or any of those.
Well, and even
characters
this,
until
like
that
I went
show.
and I went back because of this. I went back and read. There was a Peacemaker comic, like a standalone series for a little while, and it was pretty good. Like it was a good story, and I mean it was a weird character, but you know, like you said, introduces you to all these different lesser known characters.
Right. So it helps the industry out big time. All of a
absolutely.
sudden, you got people picking up Doom Patrol now who've never heard of.
Well, and you see it all the
Robot
time too, because like whenever these TV shows or movies happen, next thing you know, the comics are putting out new series of you've got a new Eternals, you've got new Moon Knight, you've got like they time it perfectly.
Oh yeah,
because they know there's a new Hawkeye series right now that just started.
It's all planned.
Yep.
And like top graded comic books, like value goes up. Get yourself a first appearance of Moon Knight right now. That's a good
it's like
investment.
$1,000 comic book now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So that's basically it. That's Peacemaker. That's Peacemaker in the series, and I think we all agree. I've said it's the best. I still think it's the best superhero show I've seen. That's just me. I don't know where you guys stand on it with that level, but I think we all agree it's awesome.
Yes.
Oh, I would definitely watch it again.
Yeah.
And again.
So
Yeah.
I plan to. because I got to have Sarah watch it now.
Has she not
Because-
seen it?
No,
Oh, great.
no, she hasn't seen it yet.
Oh,
but
wow. I can't believe she didn't watch it with you.
no, she didn't. I didn't want to wait.
All right.
But
reason to
she
rewatch
is a
it.
huge Aquaman fan.
Yeah,
and I know
yeah,
she's
my
going to
wife
love
too.
that payoff alone.
No,
so.
my wife watched it with me.
Well,
I can't
no,
believe
here-
Sarah didn't watch it with
Well,
you.
Sarah, we know people on fire, decapitation, people being crushed, and people exploding.
This show had a little bit of everything.
She's gonna love it. I know she is.
She's gonna love it.
You know,
Yep.
she's just gonna get past the first episode.
The cryptozoology alone is
Exactly.
We're gonna have to take a break from mountain monsters to.
There's butterflies, man. They're
Yeah.
just as good.
Yep.
She should
Butterfly
be. She
people.
says now while we're recording this, she has told me she's gonna as soon as Liv gets put to bed, she's gonna watch.
Yeah.
Start watching it.
Oh, yeah?
We'll see if she
All
keeps
right.
it.
All right.
Excellent.
And if not,
You're gonna hit her
I'm
over
not
the
gonna
head
do
with
anything.
something.
Plug
I'm
in your
gonna hit
phone,
her,
call her.
What are you watching?
All right. So, anything making our geek flags wave before we end this episode? I honestly don't have anything. I
don't have
was
anything in
away this
particular.
weekend. I didn't see much except mountain monsters, and we all know I feel about that. So.
I'm still working on shows that I've been talking about for a couple weeks now.
Okay.
I'm on season 3 of The Expanse. I just started the first episode of the second season of Resident Alien. The new episode of The After Party just dropped, and that was good. I'm just still plugging away at the good stuff.
Yeah,
that's out there.
Yeah, we binged all of season 2 of Space Force on Netflix. Steve Carell and Jen Malkovich. It's a great, funny little series. I think it's only like 8 episodes, and they're only about a half an hour long. So I mean, you can breeze through it really quick.
Ben Schwartz is on that too, right?
He
Ben
is.
Schwartz?
Yeah. It's a
I'm fan
very
of that guy.
funny show. We watched that. I watched that movie Antlers that you guys recommended last week. I
What'd you
really
think? You liked it?
like that a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we were talking about Jim Henson stuff recently when we covered Labyrinth, so I'm getting back into Farscape.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm now on season 2 of Farscape.
I have to check that out too.
Yeah.
That movie that Tito was talking about, the horror movie, is on Hulu now.
No Exit.
Which one?
No Exit.
I watched.
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
I saw
you're right.
that.
I saw
I
the
haven't
ad
watched
for
it yet.
that.
Did you watch it?
I did. I thought
it
it was.
good?
I thought it was pretty decent.
Was
It was
it?
a decent movie.
Okay.
I thought they were like. I was like, oh, you're doing this, but then there's a lot of twists to it.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
So and it's relatively short. It's not too long. It's like a good hour and a half watch.
Yeah, that's what that Antlers was, too.
with
It was
like
good.
a,
It was nice
you
and
know,
tight. I
Pacing's
liked it.
really good.
Yeah.
And then
Wait, like a toy guy.
They got a bunch of twists to it. It was fun. I've been watching I don't know, Peacemaker, John Cena. I've been watching a lot. I haven't watched actual wrestling in a really long time, but everything that happens behind the scenes in wrestling, I've always loved. So I've been I started watching the 3rd season of Dark Side of the Ring.
Third season just dropped, right?
Yeah, I love how fucked up their lives are.
There's
my favorite
there's some
thing
good
about-
episodes on that too.
There's some awful like horror stories, and just like I don't watch wrestling at all, but I still love that stuff. I'll watch any documentary about a wrestler, whoever they killed, however many drugs they took, they fucking died in a hotel room. Like I want to know that stuff. It's so awful, but
Almost
The
crashed a
train wreck that
plane.
you just can't look away from.
Yeah, it's a train wreck, but then like this is like marketed to like 8 and 9-year-olds all over the world, and they love it. And these people are just doing awful things and living horrible lives and addicted to drugs because they work 362 days a year. But I've been kind of doing that because I love that shit.
Yeah, my wife just watched the Flight from Hell.
Oh, I almost did, but I was like, I'm getting tired. I got to stay awake for this. But that's about it. Yeah, I saw No Exit. I thought that was pretty fun. That's about
What about you, Mark?
Cool. No, like I said, I was away all weekend with the fam on vacation, so I didn't really get a chance to watch much.
No.
But we were out and about. We were doing things.
Wow,
this guy.
active people. Look at you doing things.
Running around the streets doing things.
I'm lucky. You guys are lucky. I got dressed for you guys to come over tonight.
You're wearing pants this time.
Yeah.
Thank God.
It's the first week we've been over here that Derek's not shirt cocking it.
Donald Duckin.
Donald Duckin. All right. So if there's nothing else, thank you guys for listening. And if you would like to hear more episodes as well thought out and wonderful as this one, Geek Dad Brian, show me what you've got.
Show me what you got.
I like what you got. Good job.
I have a website. Actually, we all have a
Yes, we
website
do.
called www.3gdpodcast.com. That's www.3gdpodcast.com. And there you'll be able to find all of our past episodes and all of our current episodes. You'll be able to find links to where you can subscribe to us with a one click. Our email is there. Send us a message if you would like. And that's basically it. I also want to mention that we got a shout out from Ralph Moran, who is of the Geeky Dad podcast out of New York. He sent us a message saying that he really liked our fantasy episode.
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
I did. I saw that comment.
Yeah, he said keep up the good work, and he wants next time we revisit fantasy movies, he wants us to do Lady Hawk.
Okay.
So
cool. All right. So until next time, thank you again. I'm Mark.
I'm Derek.
I'm Brian.
Tito.
Have a good night and keep watching the butterflies.
Butterfly in the sky.
That was pretty good.
Oh,
No,
I
can fly you like that? You like that?
I did like it. Yeah, it touched my heart.
They can't all be good.
It warmed the
Watch
cockles
them.
of my heart.
Did it warm the cockles?
It warmed the cockles
Grandma
of
took
my
a
heart.
spill in the sand dunes. Broke her coccyx.
There was some deep moments in this show.
It sure was.
Yeah.
Not Peacemaker. I'm talking about just this episode.
For sure.
No, I thought you meant Peacemaker.
I didn't mean Peacemaker. I'm just kidding.
all that discussion about what a chode is.
That's the thing. It's like only in James Gunn's world can you have like stuff like that. But then,
and then he's got the real introspective moment.
but then I'm like
shortly
literally
after.
tearing up because he's like I'm watching a grown man in tighty whities.
Oh
and
yeah.
then, like lose it thinking about his dead brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not the potty.
Why do you, to fix this now,
Stop touching it.
I wasn't working, which is why I had to touch it.
You're doing it again.
Because it's not working. Now it is.
Now it is. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Leave it alone.
Because I touched it. So there you go. Gotta play with it for it to work, Brian. Especially at my age.
You gotta stroke his slug or at least bite his nuts.
Bite his nuts?
Yeah, you've never heard that?
What is that?
It's an Adam Sandler thing.
Oh, that's why.
I don't want you ripping the cords out with like a bull in a microphone shot.
I like that. A bull in a microphone shot.
It's like a horse in a hospital.
There's a horse loose in the hospital.
It's like right under.
What the hell
it's-
am I stuck in?
It's the cord, but it's
Tito,
like,
everything was fine
it's
till you
like-
came here and
the
said
cord is stuck to the bottom of your
shoe. Foot?
dingo. It's the rubber on the rubber.
Dingo?
Something's not working out.
Rubber on rubber.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Three Gay Dads. What?